very inspirational. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this particular interview with you. Wow. So when you said you had a desire, I guess earlier, to say that you're hoping you could get in on a dig, did you ever expect it to be something of this significance?
No. What I didn't expect is that it would attract so much interest. Busloads full of internationals come and see this site. It's become one of the must-sees in the land and in the Galilee. But a large percentage of Jewish people come here, and they not only see the archaeology, they see the synagogue, they see the mikvaot, and then they ask, what is this building? And they come down here. And when we see them again, they're not coming with a group, they're coming with their families, and they run down to this place first.
Right.
And they say, this is such a nice place, I like the artwork, and the feeling is so good.
Yeah.
And all of this is surprising to us. It
Yeah.
adds to the treasure that we've discovered.
What's it like when you get down into the actual dig and you're uncovering things, through that process? What's the experience like for you?
It's very, very hard work.
Yes.
We dig in the summer, which means it's very high temperatures.
Yeah.
And we rise at about 4 or 5 in the morning. We have our breakfast, our first bowl of cereal at that stage, and then by 11 o'clock you're ravenous, you're hungry again. So you work really, really hard. But every person that comes has this expectation, to a greater or a lesser amount, that they will find something. So it's like a glorified treasure hunt, you know. You hope to find a coin, you hope to find even a horse's tooth or a piece of glass or something. And it's amazing if you find something in stone. Like I once found half a grinding stone. But when we discovered specifically the big stone, the one that's representative of the temple, it was something else. Actually, Dina Gorney, who was the archaeologist that oversaw this dig right in the beginning, she said when they began to excavate the wall of the synagogue, she was in shock. For 3 days, she didn't tell anybody that she actually thought this was a synagogue. Yeah. Because, archaeology is a science. So if you make a foolish exclamation right in the beginning, you get forgiven, but
Hurt
later
your
on,
reputation,
it's your reputation maybe to the wind. But she was so excited that this place was found. And of course the mikvaot, the purification pools, when we discovered that the water started coming up after 2,000 years, we had to have it connected to a pump and get the water pumped out so that we could excavate that place. Wow. But it's a great adventure. Something radically changed in me. In the beginning I thought, long before I studied, I thought, what makes somebody want to get into a hole and not get out of it?
In great heat.
Yes. But now, with archaeology, you get in there and you just want to go to the lowest level.
Right.
What is special about Magdala is that because it's a first century dig, it means it is the lowest level for us at least. We haven't found any lower levels, and it's a single period find, which is an archaeologist's dream.
Wow.
Because, take Megiddo. If you cut a shaft through that city, you find 21 or 25 layers of civilization, and at the top you find a stone that was used in the Chalcolithic period,
Right.
So it's a great joy when you discover things that have not been dismantled in order to build something else, and it's just almost in situ as is.
And this is what's, I guess, really remarkable. It is a find from the time of Jesus, in the place where Jesus lived and spent much of his time. And so many of the stories and the history of Jesus comes right from this area. And there it is, all in place, sitting there in the ground, just being uncovered. So that had to be quite an extraordinary experience. How has it impacted your faith, if at all?
Wow. I think if I look at the word Migdal, which means tower, and its root is gadol, which means big, and ligdol, that means grow. I think in Mary Magdalene, I saw a woman that within the short span of her engagement with Jesus grew to a point of maturity that I would like to be. Somewhere in those 3 years, whether it was at the beginning of his life or whether it was in the last year of his ministry, she was set free from 7 demons. And when we engage her at the point where Jesus entrusts the good news to her to go tell his brothers, we see that she has walked to a place of faithfulness where she didn't run away at the crucifixion. She was the first one there at the morning of the tomb after the Sabbath. And how did she come to a place of such rapid growth? Mm-hmm. And for me, it's become an inspiration that in the shortest possible time, she has loved Jesus so much, and she has probably walked in a road of obedience to such an extent that he entrusted her, and it has surely become an inspiration for me. And just what Jesus carried in terms of his love for the Father and who he was as a man. You know that painting down in the Encounter Chapel which shows his feet as really big? Yeah. Sometimes I sit there and I think about him, and I think how big he is and how he became small. He became small enough to fit in a woman's womb. But he is so huge in what he has accomplished and what his heart is and the honor the Father bestowed upon him. So I think I've come to know him a little bit more, and the desire is growing as I have the privilege to be in this place.
Well, we have had the privilege of being with you, and I very much appreciate you sharing your inspiration with us, and it's been really a wonderful experience to learn about the work you're doing and what this place is meaning to the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's it for this particular interview. Thanks for joining me. Really excited to take this ongoing journey with you as we keep bringing more content. If you haven't already, you really should subscribe to this channel. There's a lot of phenomenal content coming down the road into the future that you'll want to know about. Leave a comment down here. I think people would love to hear from you, and then you can hear from them too. If you liked it, go ahead and give a like. It only takes half a second, and share this with people that you care about. The world needs more light in it right now. So thanks for being with me. Hope to connect with you again soon.